What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stirfry. It's your boy, Chef T.
I'm with a Spacekid.
And today our special guest is Gary Little. How's it going?
What up?
I'm doing good.
Doing good? Yeah, living good. He is the creator, founder of M.i.t.s, Made It Through the Struggle.
Yep.
If you guys could tell, look, the fresh fit on. He's got the chain on, shining.
Hot clothing brand.
Yeah, I love the design.
Thank you.
So, tell the audience a little bit about yourself and how you got into making your clothing line. How did it start?
Okay, how did it start? I really can't tell you all too much detail how it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm saving. I'm trying to write a book, so I ain't gonna tell too much. But we just wanted to get have a creative way to get our ideas out.
Right.
You know, and I think when I was growing up, a lot of people was always, asking me, oh, where you get this from? Where you get that from? And always told me I was fashionable. So I kind of got into fashion a little bit. And I think coming out with my own brand and adding a message to it kind of was a big deal for me. Yeah.
Definitely. So you were growing up, you were kind of always into, fashion, and just being creative.
Yeah, so growing up, I was like, man, I was real big on all the trendy stuff.
Okay.
Like, throwback jerseys. I always found some money to buy me a throwback jersey, something like that. And, so it's funny, though, because my father always told me, like, why you always trying to buy Nike? Oh, spending all that money on Nike, spending all that money on FUBU. And, you could create your own brand, have people wearing your name.
True.
And we used to laugh about it when I was young. So it's funny to kind of reflect on, what he was telling me and actually bring it to life.
Yeah.
And it never was like growing up, I never was like, oh yeah, I'm a have a brand.
Right.
Growing up, I was 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot playing basketball. I always wanted to go to the NBA. So, to kind of channel that, not get depressed about not fulfilling that dream, and bring it to another level.
Kind of take like what because you said you want to be an NBA, you really want to be a basketball player.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, probably at some point you're like, well, I don't know if that's realistic. But then you're like, boom, I can put it into something else. That passion to something else.
So I think those is two really big brands, FUBU and Nike. What about those really excited you as a kid or teenager?
I think it was like the designs for real. And I think how I was always like a conscious kid.
Okay.
I did a lot of dumb stuff, but I was a conscious kid. So it was just how big the brand was. Like, why I always thought, like, why the world like this so much?
Yeah.
Why the world like FUBU? And it was for you, by us, right?
Yeah.
Just something simple like that can take off. And
so you felt like you couldn't run from it. Like, it was just everywhere.
Yeah, it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
Okay.
It was everywhere. And then FUBU was really like crazy to me because, it was a young black dude came out with it in the 90s.
Definitely.
So that was real. That was an eye catcher for me, And then the way, thinking about how he did it moved all this furniture out, and start his own brand in his living room. Like,
yeah.
Right.
And I mean, I think that was one of the crucial brands during that time because it showed that you can. People are attracted to a brand, right?
Yeah.
It might not even have to do. He could probably sell like, at that time, like sandwiches that said, "Oh, FUBU sandwiches."
Right. Yeah.
But it was like the meaning behind it was what sold.
Yeah,
what
for
really
you,
sold.
by us.
Yeah. It was more about a culture, more about the community than it was just like, oh, let's just throw together a T-shirt and sell it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's really a separation, and I see with your brand because obviously your brand has made it through the struggle.
Right.
That has a clear, defined meaning behind it.
Yeah.
It's like full circle. So how did you kind of create the name? What was the idea behind it?
I wanted to create something that could be inspiring, that could be catchy.
Yeah.
And when I was initially thinking about the brand, it was kind of like, I want to give people a why.
Right.
Why am I doing this? A lot of brands is just like, they just want the money.
Yeah.
They just wanna create something and be known for this certain thing. You know, it's just be like I'll just be looking at people brands and I'll be like, you know, why you pick that logo? Why you pick that name? You know, so for me, and it's something dear to my heart because I really feel like I know I made it through the struggle. You know, and I think everybody go through a struggle every day. You know, work, you're going to struggle. People struggling in school.
Absolutely.
People struggling with health issues, mental issues, you know, stuff like that. So it's just a brand, you know, for some people, they just want it because it's fly. But for some people, it means something.
Yeah.
You know, so that was the whole idea on creating Made It Through the Struggle. At first, it was going to be Made It Out the Struggle. But then I had to think, like, it was going to be kind of weird putting them letters together.
Well, yeah.
And then also, you never make it out the struggle.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, because the struggle's ongoing, really.
It's ongoing.
You know, you can go through one struggle, make it through, then there's another one waiting for you.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
we just want people to celebrate themselves. You know, at night when you go to sleep, you made it through the day.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people ain't make it through the day.
That's true.
Especially where I'm from, East Cleveland. You know, grew up on, you know, Euclid Ave. You know, grew up on Lakeview, my family. So I saw a lot of crazy stuff growing up, and I was just like, you know, I can't have a brand geared to these people that I want to buy my brand, and you know, it don't mean nothing to them.
Yeah.
You know,
just another shirt.
Yeah, just another shirt. You know, like. And I mean, sometimes I sit back and I still can't figure it out, like, you know, why people love Gucci. Not hating on them, but like, why do people love Gucci and Louis Vuitton? But it's just, they were just genius in branding their brand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It starts with the brand, yeah.
So I put a lot of thought in, you know, studying to my brand. I think that's what's going to make this brand stand out from others.
Yeah, definitely. So when you were like starting your brand, and even now, what do you think kind of separates your brand and your clothing, apparel from anybody else out there, especially on a local level? Like, what do you think puts you ahead?
Because I live my brand.
Right.
I sleep my brand. I eat my brand. You know, I know that kind of sound weird, but
no, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I live through this every day. You know, I made it through the struggle. And I know a lot of people can relate, you know, and sometimes so you don't even have to buy a piece of my clothing, but long as you get the message, you know, we cool with that. And I think that we're not gonna force feed it down people's throats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna force feed our brand to people. But I mean, you know, people, they love it. Like and we don't do right now. We really just selling the brand. You know, right now we haven't even tapped into, you know, the high fashion stuff that we want to do. That don't got no type of you know, logo or nothing on it. Like that's what we want to get.
Eventually get into it, but you have to brand first.
Yeah, so right now we really just selling our brand, and you know, like I said, we're not putting 100 pieces online for everybody. It's always gonna be exclusive, you know, until we get to that point where, you know, we bringing in a lot of money, and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah.
So did you in the beginning? Did you have to do like a street campaign, or did you always have an online store?
Yeah, just a street campaign.
So you did that in the beginning. What T-shirts, hats? How did you go about it?
Yeah, so we started off with you know, just getting a T-shirt. We bought a vinyl cutter. I was actually, you know, making a little bit of money.
Gotcha. Okay.
And my dude that I work, my partner Romero, he had tore his ACL. So, you know, I was like, man, you know, I've been wanting to. At first, we wasn't gonna do a clothing line. First, we wanted to do like a T-shirt printing company. It was all about the money then.
Right.
You know, we was gonna be like, man, let's buy these machines. You know, because I had the money. I ain't had no responsibility. Don't ask me where I got the money from. But yeah, so and he had tore his ACL. So one day I just came to his house and just gave him like $4,000, like order what we need. Cause he was in school for fashion at Regina Marty or something like that.
I'm not sure. Is that around? That's around
It's
here?
on the west side. It's like a big
Okay.
fashion school or something like that.
Gotcha.
But I probably said it wrong. But yeah, I was just like, man, you doing the fashion thing. You know a little bit more about, cloth than me. Like I know about,
Right.
I know
Well,
what
it
people
feels good.
want.
No,
Yeah, he know how to cut, how to sew.
That's
know
a
how to
huge
make,
skill.
how to
Yeah.
make t-shirts from scratch. Stuff like that. So I was like, man, you know what? Let's come out with a clothing line and do the
Yeah, because I mean, if you can make your own stuff, it gives you freedom, really.
right. Yeah. So, but then I was just like, man, I was just tired of a normal life. So I had joined the army. So when I joined the army, it was like, man, we got to slow down a little bit. I was too. It's just so time consuming, so demanding.
Yeah.
It was so demanding. So yeah, it was just hard to juggle, trying to juggle a brand and a t-shirt printing business. So we was like, let's just focus on the brand. Let's just see what we can do with this.
Yeah.
So
when you're designing like a new shirt, so say boom, you're like, oh, we want to come out with a new line, and you're sitting there. How do you guys kind of conceptualize and make your design? Is it based off other things or just?
yeah, so we sit down and we really politic about a lot of different things because we don't want to have what everybody else have,
Right.
Or even if a lot of people, if it's trendy at the time, then we'll wait to drop it. Or if it's something, because right now we big in Cleveland, Then I got a lot of people in the military that's all around,
Right.
that support it. But as far as like the market in Cleveland, we don't want to saturate the market with the same stuff with just a different brand on it. So, we sit back, we watch who put stuff out, and sometimes we be like, damn, man, we was about to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's only so much you can do with clothes.
Right. Yeah.
So we was like, damn, we was about to do that. Okay, well, let's wait till that died down. Then we going to put ours out because when we put ours out, like I said, he went to fashion school, so he know all the different type of fabrics, all the what feel good,
Yeah.
Like we got a dope idea for our hoodies, especially for the ladies. That's gonna help their hair.
Okay.
Because when a lot of ladies when they wear the wool hoodies or cotton hoodies, it messed their hair up.
Yeah.
So we got a dope. I don't want to put it out there.
Don't. Yeah. Keep it exclusive. Yeah.
So in the fall we got and for the fellas too. Like it's good for your hair. So that's the little things that we gonna do to try to stand out.
Right. I like that idea. I think that having someone who is in the fashion as a partner is great because say he can sew, then you guys could create. Like, yeah, there is a limited amount of things you could do with a t-shirt, especially when it's like a graphic t-shirt design.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have someone that can sew, he can make it like, two colors split down the middle, longer, make it longer and short sleeve. Like, there's so many different things you can do now.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then, a lot of people, when they want to support your brand, they want to support it. But
yeah,
when a lot of people that bought our clothing, they be like, man, this feel different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what, the Gucci's and the Louis Vuittons, that's why they stand out, because it's the quality.
Yeah.
You wash their stuff, it don't fade, it don't shrink. So it's different type of materials that you can blend together. So and it's good, we can do that because we don't order bulk. Like, we don't order our stuff like, this vendor over here is just selling 1 million t-shirts, 1 million hoodies, and we about to order our hoodies and stuff and just print our stuff on it. Like, all this is made from hand. Well, not from hand, it's machine, but it's all made from scratch.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's all made from scratch. And that's why it take a longer time for us to update our website and, get the product out, because it take them like 2-3 weeks to make 40 pieces. Then we get it from overseas, so take about a week to clear customs to get over here.
Yeah.
Then we got to put it on the site, do promo. So, we learning that we got to, in the future, we got to plan ahead when we ordering stuff, plan for it. If we're in the spring, we're gonna order for the fall. You know, we're in the fall, we're gonna order for the winter.
Always be kind of ahead of the game.
Right, yeah, because a lot of people, I don't want people to get bored waiting. Like, oh man, I've been waiting on him to drop something, you know. But it's really a process. It's really a long process doing it like that. Yeah. But whether it be quality, then.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good. Yeah, you don't want to just print out cheap shit because that'll also ruin the brand. You know, you make stuff up too quick. You know, who knows? Maybe it might like come apart or something. And you don't want that. Obviously, it'll affect the brand.
Yeah.
What is one of the biggest like misconceptions of starting your own clothing brand? I know everybody wants to have their own clothing brand. I feel like that's like prominent. Like everybody and their mother like wants to start one. But what do you think are some of the problems that people don't think about?
Dan, that's a very good question. I think one of the biggest things is like it's not just a quick come up.
Right.
You know, it's not it's not just a quick come up. It's something that you gotta. I mean, it can be. You know, like I said, you can order 1,000 T-shirts. You know, from a vendor, put something on there and sell it. But you know, eventually people gonna be like, dang, I just paid $30 for this shirt and it shrunk. You know, I paid $30 for this shirt and it's fading already.
Yeah.
You know, we want to get at least a lifetime wear. You know, even though people don't keep their clothes that long, but that's what we strive to do. So, yeah, I think that you gotta, and another thing is like you gotta really know why. You gotta have a why behind your brand. You know, I don't think a lot of people put a lot of thought into that. You know, you gotta almost sell yourself.
Yeah.
To them, you gotta sell your story. You gotta sell what you're trying to do. You know, because with us, initially, not initially, because we still gonna do it. But once we generate enough revenue, we want to do non-profit things. You know what I'm saying? We big on that. You know what I'm saying? If we got to give all our profits, you know, to pay people to help us with a non-profit, that's what we'll do. You know, it's not all about money. We ain't living the best, but me and him from the same area, same place. We grew up the same, you know, so we just really want to help people with our brand.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think some people don't really, that's something people miss. You know, because they focus too much on the money, dude. It's like, it's like you have to have, in order for people to get behind something, it has to have meaning. It has to do well. I mean, I would say the most like cherished brands, like they do charity work. You know, they brand means something. People can like want to feel part of it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, and then another thing, we want people to know like you can make it out legit.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to scam, you know. It ain't a secret. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to scam. You know, if you selling, you know, where we from, selling dope is like a day job for people. Yeah. You know, and then that ain't how it's supposed to be. So we want y'all to understand, like, you can have all this stuff. You can have the chains. I drive a Benz, you know, which I can care less about. But I worked hard for it and I got it. You know, so that's another thing. We not doing this for the fame, for the money. You know, we want to really, you know, teach young men that, you know, you can build revenue off your passion. But you got to find your passion. You got to find who you is first.
Yeah.
So you can make money off of it.
So do you kind of feel like it was a nonprofit that helped you when you were a young man?
I wouldn't say a nonprofit, but
I mean nonprofit recreation center or that person at school.
Yeah, I think I didn't really have a father in the house. He was around.
Gotcha.
But so I had coaches. You know, I had one coach, B. Russ at Collinwood.
For this is for basketball, right?
Yeah, for basketball. Okay. And he always asked me like, you know, what he told me like, you know, you can be a D1 player. But why? Why would they come here to Collinwood to see you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that always stuck with me. That always stuck with me through everything. So that helped me. And then I had a mentor. And he actually, my mentor actually got a company called Ballers Bridge. And, you know, he had met me. He was actually, so, oh, y'all got time for a story?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I met my mentor at a Cavs game. He was a Cavs season ticket realtor. And one of my coaches, Vic, well, he wasn't a coach. He was like the scorekeeper, but he was around the
He's
school
always
for
around,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was like, you know, if you become the leading scorer in the city, I get you season tickets. Just don't tell nobody. I get you season tickets. I'm like, all right, I already knew I was gonna be leading scorer anyway. So he ended up giving me season tickets, and then I met my mentor, and he was like 6'10". I'm joking with him like, dang, you supposed to be on the court? What you doing up here in a suit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, no, I played pro ball, went to China and all this. And I was like, dang, that's so. He was like, but you can't hoop. I'm like, all right, go ahead, go open up a newspaper. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he was tracking me through the newspaper and stuff. He was like, dang, you really can ball. Like, you putting up 20 balls like every game. And he was like, you going to college? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, why don't you know? I'm like, well, you know, where we from, they don't come scout us here, you know. And then on the flip side, ain't nobody in my immediate family. My sister graduated high school. That's it.
Okay.
My mom didn't, grandma didn't, brother didn't. My brother doing well for himself, but cousin didn't. He over there. But yeah, like nobody graduated high school, so I'm like, I don't even know if I'm graduating high school.
Right.
You know, I just fell in love with basketball. The game was just therapeutic for me. You know, it kept me out the streets, and it was fun. I fell in love with it. So, long story short, man, he was like, dang, man, you know, that's sad, man, all this talent. You know, he came and saw me play, like, all this talent, man, and you ain't got no scouts, not one. You know, I ain't got one. So he went to Morehouse. He got me a look for Morehouse. I actually went out there, and basically the coach was like, you know, you made the team. But then I ain't graduated high school. I ain't passed OGT. So, you know, he was like, man, yeah, you but I ain't had no more. This like the end of the season. This when the season over with.
Okay,
you know,
okay. So you're ending your senior year.
Yeah, I'm ending my senior year. Okay. So I really ain't have no motivation to go to college. You know, I ain't care about that OGT test. I literally sit down, bubbling some bullshit, and just, you know, back in the hallways or in the gym shooting dice or something. Like, that's just how it was. But he, you know, he got me to Morehouse, and they were like, yeah, we don't hold scholarships here. So, you know, you ain't graduate, you probably ain't gonna do well here anyway, because that's kind of like an academic school.
Yeah.
So I lost that scholarship. Man. And it left a bad taste in my mouth. So I was like, dang, you know, I had an opportunity, and I feel like I let my mentor down too, because, you know, he was a little disappointed. And he was like, so long story short, he created like a social media for young kids that don't get that much exposure called Ballers Bridge.
Okay.
So yeah, so he helped me out a lot.
That's a good concept.
Yeah, he helped me out a lot, man. He helped me out a lot. So that was one of the, I know I'm on a rant, but
no, you're cool.
Well, this is all good information.
Yeah, that was one of the people that was kind of, like you said, like a non-profit. Like, he ain't have to do that. He had to spend his money to fly me out to go see the coach, you know, stuff like that.
Positive influence.
And that really helped me to see somebody. He actually flew me out to San Francisco, and I don't even tell people this story because they probably would never believe me. But actually, he flew me out to San Francisco, and they played basketball. I ain't gonna tell y'all the location or time because I don't want to start nothing. But so he played basketball with a group of guys every Friday and Tuesday. We'd get up in the morning, we'd catch the train to a location, and, you know, it's all these old guys in there. And so Tuesday we played, Friday we played. I was about to fly out Sunday. And after the Friday game, I noticed Tuesday, like, you know, all these dudes, they hopping in Bentleys and G-Wagons.
Yeah, Porsches cars.
So Friday, I'm like, who is these dudes? He like, after I tell you, cause, and you know, I'm laughing, joking with these dudes. We playing physical, we elbowing. You know, you know, exchanging sweat.
Yeah.
You know, we going hard. These old men, but they going hard. And yeah, after the game, he was pointing them out. He was like, yeah, that's the, he founded Uber, sold it for like $300 million. That's the owner of the Golden State Warriors. And I'm like playing with these, I'm like, you know, you shitty, you can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're talking
like,
shit, yeah.
Damn,
but they probably respected that. I mean,
yeah, they
could you imagine
it.
if you knew that, you might have like, I don't know. I mean, you probably would have been the same.
Yeah, I probably would have been a little quiet, like these billionaires. Like,
yeah, because it is kind of intimidating, like,
yeah, so
I don't even know what to do.
Right.
Like, fuck.
So to get that type of energy, man, it was amazing, man. So he really opened up my, because I don't think people understand like how important energy is. You know, just to be in there. You know, I'm from the hood, so I done roll with the killers and the dealers, and to be able to, you know, come back to them and talk to them and they respect me, and then I'm talking to a billionaire and they respect me. You know, that just like blew my mind when I sat back and thought about that like a few years later. Like, you know, I talked to these guys that's still in the hood doing the same thing. And like, they listen to what I'm saying, you know, because they know I ain't trying to steer them wrong. I was always genuine. And then, you know, be even in the military, man, you know, talking to sergeant majors and stuff like that. And they have respect for you. So I don't really think like my mentor know how big of an impact he had on me. So for us to open up something like a nonprofit to, you know, have some of these kids that come from, you know, the worst places in Cleveland, or if we get big enough, even the worst places in America, to go and, you know, talk to people that's very, very successful and just pick their brain or have a normal conversation with them.
Right.
You know, I think that'll be...
Because I think kids respect that, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to be like, hey, you should do this, and you should do this. But it's one thing to be like, I was in the same spot you were, you know? And then this is what I created. And you can do the same thing. It's possible, you know. I think kids don't hear that enough, and they just hear either it's like being yelled at, or, you know, in the wrong ways. It's being communicated. And I think doing something like that is great because people get to see somebody that was in their shoes before, and they can actually relate.
Yeah, and I think it's not even like, because, you know, kids hear it, but they want to see it.
Right.
You know, we growing up, we done been lied to a lot. You know, so words ain't really going that far no more. We tired of hearing stuff. We tired of people telling us this and you could do this and you can do that. So I made a point in my life I'm gonna show y'all what y'all can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's probably one of my biggest achievements, you know.
I think it's really interesting when we look at like a year like this where, you know, you didn't get to pass that test, you know, the first time or whatever, but now we're watching that test get canceled. So OGT, ACT, you know, like these different tests. Oh yeah, we just gonna cancel them this year. It's a lot going on. And I mean, granted, I do think, you know, everything is meant to be. Maybe that's what made you go harder, you know, with your brand, etc. But it's just crazy, like, dang, what if I didn't have to? Do you ever like think, what if I didn't even have to take that test? And you watching
Where
people,
would I be?
People not have to take it this year.
I don't really. I'm the type of guy, man. I don't think about the past.
Okay.
Whatever happened in the past is the past. I'm a now. I'm here now.
Present.
You know, I'm a present type of dude. Even if, to me, and it might sound crazy, the future is an illusion to me. It's not real.
Yeah.
You know, you can
hasn't
plan.
happened yet.
Yeah, exactly. And then when I can say, oh, I'm about to go to the store and get a bag of chips in 10 minutes. And then I'm at the store in 10 minutes with a bag of chips. You there right now. You present there.
Yeah.
Because if you got there in the future, it'll be two of you. It'll be the present you and the future you, right?
Right.
So you got to live for the now. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people, they get caught up living in the future so much. And that's what caused a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Because they living in the future. They haven't even lived. Some people haven't even lived for the present a day in their life. They so busy living in the future. They so busy thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. But if you think about it, even when I was taking the OGT test, if you think about it, okay, if I study today, that's gonna get me a better chance tomorrow. And then tomorrow, if I study,
Yeah.
you know, if you break it down that simple, you know, with your goals, if I, you know, you say you rap,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? If he make a song today and make a song tomorrow, and the next day, you know, he gonna have an album in a minute.
Right.
But why think about that whole album while you making one song?
Yeah, I think in society we put so much pressure on the future. I think everybody is always feeling pressure to be the next great thing. Oh, you have to be great. You have to be rich. You have to, but they're not thinking about like all these rich people. I mean, not all of them, but for the most part, a lot of the self-made people, it was steps.
Yeah.
Right, because people don't see that. You know, they just see the flashy.
Right. If you think about it, if I take the right steps,
Yeah.
why wouldn't I get there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why
Exactly.
wouldn't I? If I do the things right today, that's all I can do. I can't do nothing tomorrow. I mean, you can't go back to the past. Yesterday is gone.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you get it done today. And then that's another thing with made it through the struggle. Like when I say you made it through the struggle of the day, you know what I'm saying? You did what you supposed to do that day. You put your all into that day. You should go to sleep and pat yourself on the back and feel good that you made it through that struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Other day. But like I said, a lot of people is living in the future, man. And it's, you know, they don't even appreciate the people that they have in their life in the present, or the things that they have in their life in the present. You know what I'm saying? When I look, sometimes I do reflect. I reflect on the past, but I don't dwell on it. I don't care about it. Everything I did in the past is in the past. You know, if somebody hate me for it, you got to come to me now and talk to me about it. You know, or
Being able to move on.
Any bad decision that I made, I'm a way better person now because of that decision, because it made things tougher for me.
Right.
You know, so
what was the decision maker that was like, okay, I'm gonna go join the military? So at what point?
Man, I was originally, I wanted to be a fireman.
Okay.
So, and this is a good topic for today too, with all this police,
Yeah.
you know, BS going on. So I originally wanted to be a firefighter.
Okay.
I was actually going to. I was celebrating because I had just passed the physical test.
Okay.
And then I was going the next day. See me, I do things. I like to do things different. Like when I said, my coach said why, you know, why. So
Right.
I remember that I had an old coach when I was like in the 4th grade, was a firefighter. And I'm calling around, finally got his number. And I was supposed to meet him at the fire station to see, you know, what a day in the life is. You know, and at this point, shit, I was selling dope. You know, so I ain't have to do that. I ain't have no responsibilities.
Yeah.
I was eating good, looking good. So, and I was, so I had a few beers with my dude, and I was driving through Euclid. I was driving down Lakeshore, and I was like literally maybe like 1,000 feet from my destination, and the police pulled me over. Now, I got my CCW,
okay,
and I have a motorcycle. And for both of those classes, you know, they tell you about the alcohol content. They tell you about if you have 2 drinks, you should wait 2 hours before you drive. You know, in both of those classes. So I was conscious of that. So I had a couple beers with my dude. We played pool. We probably had some beers around like 8 or 9. I left his house at like 2 o'clock. Wasn't drunk at all. Police pulled me over. He said he put me over for a tail light. I'm like, you know, I'm a little agitated. Like, I knew he was about to pull me over.
Yeah, on some dumb shit.
I'm the only car on I had a Monte Carlo with 22s and tinted windows. I knew he was gonna pull me over, but it kind of made me mad though. You
right.
know,
I mean,
I didn't do nothing wrong. I saw you a mile away sitting there, not doing your job. You know, you just sitting on your ass. So, long story short, he pulled me over, man. He tried to, and then when I confronted him about it, he got mad. And he was like, what'd he say? He said, "Oh, I think you drunk. You're a little belligerent. I think you drunk. I'm gonna need you to step out the car." I'm like, "Sir, you just pulled me over for a tail light, and I told you that in Ohio you can have one tail light out. Put it up on my phone and everything." "Oh, no, I think you were swerving." I'm like, "Okay."
That's crazy.
So long story short, man, I ain't gonna bore y'all with all these stories. Long story short, I was facing a DUI and a felony gun charge because you can't be drunk with a gun. So I just had to do a lot of reflecting, like, thank God, he went through my car. Thank God I don't ride with nothing.
Yeah, because that could have been bad.
That could have been bad. So, I just had to make a conscious decision, and I was like, I kind of really do want to get out of Cleveland, and I think the best thing for me was like to discipline myself so the state won't have to discipline me. So I won't be a slave to the state. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Army was like, it was the best option for me because, I get some discipline that I never had growing up. I never had rules growing up. Never had a curfew, nothing like that. So it was a way to get some discipline, get some money, move out of Cleveland. And I wanted to take care of my grandma. My grandma was, she was getting old. My brother and my sister, they got kids to take care of. So I'm like, I'm the baby. I ain't got no kids. I can take care of my grandma. Yeah, she could be a dependent in the Army. That was really my selling point when I went to the recruiter's office. And, so everybody told me not to do it.
Yeah.
I'm hard-headed, and I did it, and it turned out good, though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it probably helped like, just get your mind right, get, like, everything in perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
So you started your brand before you went to the military, right?
Yeah. I started like maybe a year before I went to the military.
Okay.
But we wasn't really doing nothing. We was putting mitts on old T-shirts and wearing it around. That was it. We wasn't selling nothing. We really.
You were just repping.
We was just repping the brand. Mitts and I just decided to take it to another step. Then we got our LLC for it. And then I was doing good with it for about a year, about 8 months in the military. Then we got the call to get deployed.
Okay.
So when I went and I got deployed,
Where'd you deploy
it slowed down. I went to Kuwait, but we was like maybe 30 minutes from Iraq. So it wasn't hard because I love doing what I do.
Yeah.
But it was challenging just to get, get clothes.
Yeah, like how did it all work? Like you were communicating.
Yeah, so
with your
and we
gear?
and how can I put the time difference was crazy. So
isn't it like almost a whole day?
Yeah, so like
I had to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm staying up at my day was ending at maybe 6 o'clock. I'll take a little nap and I'll wake up at 2 a.m. and I gotta get back up. We gotta be at first formation at 5:30. So I was getting up at 2 a.m. Calling. We was going through a vendor at that time. We didn't have a manufacturer. Calling a vendor, getting stuff shipped out to Kuwait. So a lot of people was buying it in Kuwait, and then also still getting stuff shipped to my dude. He in Columbus.
Okay.
So I was getting stuff shipped to him to put stuff on a website. So it was a learning experience for real.
Yeah.
It was a learning experience.
What'd you learn from being deployed? I mean, I feel like, really, so East Cleveland, I don't know if you got out a lot of East Cleveland as a kid, but you went, boom, joined the military, then you experienced a whole other country. Yeah. So I'm curious to see how that was like.
First of all, I learned a lot about myself.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what I can go through. We was out there, it was 120 degrees.
Whew,
man. You going in.
that's tough.
Just imagine going in 120 degrees in a porta potty that somebody just did their thing.
Just dropped their dues. Oh man,
it's 120 in there, and they, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So it was real filthy. It was
that word.
Yeah. And then a lot of people I think a lot of people classify me as like a pretty boy or something. I'd have been through, I wouldn't. It was days where you ain't even want to wash up. You were so tired.
Yeah.
You wash up, you back sweaty anyway. So you like.
Yeah, you go right back to it the next day. Yeah. So it's like, fuck it.
So yeah, I learned a lot about myself, but I also learned that, man, the ghettos here is nothing. The ghettos here would be some of them people over there palace.
Yeah, that's true. Like, some of them don't have water.
Yeah, just imagine like it was really people living in the desert, like, makeshift tents, no AC, trash everywhere. Yeah, it was tough. And then, over there, like it's crime too. Like they killing each other, bombing, all that stuff over in the Middle East. Probably not. Kuwait is a little different. It's a little more Americanized because our soldiers is there.
Right.
So, and it's a little city called Kuwait City, and it's nice. It's kind of like a miniature baby Dubai, kind of.
Okay.
But that's
like, outside of that.
Yeah, it's like right there in the middle of the city, and then outside of that, it's like some stuff you see in a Jesus movie.
Yeah.
Like when you cross the line, it just get bad.
Yeah, it just get bad. It get bad. You see dead camels on the side of the road.
Oh, that's crazy.
Stuff like that. So I mean, we definitely it's definitely in the ghettos and the hoods of America, Cleveland, it's bad. But for me to see that over there, it was like it could get worse.
Yeah, it probably opened your whole perspective on like. Even just seeing I've seen experiencing a different country like that.
Yeah,
would just open my perspective so much about like, we do have it good here. Like as much as like, there are bad parts and there is struggle here.
Yeah.
But like some places don't even have the opportunity to even not struggle. Like there's not. Like they can't get it out of the struggle.
Yeah, they don't even have right. They can't make it through the struggle, but they don't even have a garbage can to eat out of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how they survive, and like. I don't know. I think they probably making bread or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That. Like no internet, no phones. So
I got a strong belief that people adjust to their like upcoming.
Oh, for
sure. So like if all you can eat is a mud pie every day, it's gonna be so normal.
Yeah.
And then by the time you do get anything, it's gonna be crazy. Like, oh, they making carrots over there. This is amazing. And I feel like, we kind of, even if you ain't got the top things and, United States, it's kind of like this is what we used to. So it's like we got to have that in our system. We got to have this amount of water every day. We got to have this amount of food every day.
Yeah.
And then if we don't get that, it just seems crazy to our body. But I think people like whatever you're around for a certain amount of days, you just adjust to it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a crazy concept, just looking at the world as a whole. Like how you could just be put somewhere and you just got to adjust to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Definitely got to get acclimated to the weather, to the conditions.
Because even that temperature difference for you. I mean, Ohio, we used to it getting cold.
But so, I was in, what's the name too? I was in Colorado.
Okay.
So, it get cold out there and it's hot. And it's, you around beautiful scenery.
Right.
Yeah, Colorado is it's on my list of places to go.
Yeah, you got to go, bro. But yeah, just to go out there and just see that every day, and then, we had friends over there that was, want to kill themselves. People falling in deep depression. You can't leave.
Yeah.
Ain't no ticket out of here. You got to do your time. So just to be around that type of energy, it was like, you gotta stay strong, and for me to be like a motivator out there was like that's what made me learn a lot about myself.
Right.
To still have my same energy, have my same beliefs and stuff like that, and not fold. That made me learn.
So did you get the big like Thanksgiving, Christmas visits, or was that not a part of your deal?
Mm-mm. Not in Kuwait.
Right when you're deployed, like
Yeah, your army family is your family for them holidays. I think I was over there for. What holiday was I? I think it was. Might have been the 4th of July.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was over there for the 4th of July, and in Kuwait you can't drink. Like it's
really?
It's a dry country. You can't have alcohol.
Damn, what? I would at
alcohol
least
is illegal.
Damn.
Yeah, so
even on the base.
Nah, even on the base.
Really, they can't. There's like no like
Yeah,
rule.
you get caught, you going down.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, but they found a way to get for 4th of July. They got everybody could get like 1 beer, 2 beer. And that was it.
Damn.
And we ain't had alcohol in like.
Yeah, so you probably thinking a little.
So yeah,
you savored that shit. I would have savored that. I'm like, hey, you need that?
You gotta drink that with a straw, man.
I've been trying to barter and trying to get more.
We was in there like we had Cristal bottles, Ace of Spades.
That must have been.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just as much as it probably did have its times when it was really tough. I feel like you probably came back a totally different person with perspective, and you probably learned a lot too. You know, just about us as humans, about our cities, people, how people are, especially being that close with people.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing was like I didn't want to be around large crowds a lot.
Yeah,
and then over there, you hear stories of sometimes they put bombs in a porta potty. So you get a little paranoid, and when I got back, I just noticed things that I did anyway, but like, I would stand with my back to the wall if I'm at a bar, or if I'm in if I go out to eat with somebody, I gotta see the exits. You know what I'm saying? So people talking to me and I'm thinking about, okay, if something crazy happened, what exit am I gonna take? Or what's the alternate exit, stuff like that. So it was some pros and cons,
right? Yeah, because it did like change you a little bit mentally, because now you're more probably a little bit anxious to if something happens, especially if you're not prepared for it. Yeah, I definitely think that's like a big problem. People that come back is just, man, PTSD is definitely real. It's definitely tough.
I mean, it could definitely be a lot worse. Like, we hear those stories about the old men that just start shooting the guns and they sleep all the time because they just never get over that type of stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I mean.
Yeah, for sure. But I think I had PTSD before I joined the Army. Then the Army made it a little worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I done seen some shit.
Yeah, so that's real.
Sorry, what were you about to say?
No, you good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just saying like that. I mean, that's a really great place to like leave off. Thanks for being on the show. Like, this is great, man.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Your story was great. Yeah, it was a good time. If you want to tell the audience where they could find you on social and your clothing brand.
Okay, yeah. So G.Little on Instagram, Gary Little on Facebook. M.i.t.s.clothing.com. You can get your merch on M.i.t.s.clothing.com, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, everyone go check it out.
I'm sorry. Also, M.i.t.s. M.i.t.t.s on Instagram.
Okay.
For the business page.
Yeah, make sure you guys check it out. He was repping some stuff today. Really dope brand.
Fire clothing brand.
Appreciate you being on here, man. So everyone, thanks for listening and watching. It's your boy Chef T.
I'm Will the Spacekid.
G.Little.
Hell yeah. So see you next week. Keep it real.
For sure.
Thank you all for listening and joining us on another episode of Stirfry. All the music was created by Steve Ozell. So check him out on all streaming services at SteveOMusic, spelled ST3V30 Music. Also, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. We'd greatly appreciate it. And see you next Tuesday when we talk with Jacob Sintic. He's a star football player from Avon Lake, Ohio. We talk about how to excel in adversity and the concept of football as a career. It was a great episode, so you won't want to miss it. So see you next week, y'all.